You see Davey Bigham, Rob Walton and Kane Hayes coming to the bench for Corio, and it was Adam Perkins, Adam Walsh and also Andrew Ferguson to the bench for North Geelong to start the game.
We won't be able to start for a little while. One goal umpire still finding his way from the centre to the goal square. He's only reached centre half forward.
He's racing away now. We've got umpires in the middle. We're just waiting for some of the crowd to get off the ground. Big crowd here, as we said. Lots of support both in the cars and also in front of the social club here. And we'll have Shay Walker in the ruck for Corio. He'll be up against Ray Robertson.
Is that into Lee Clifford at full forward? Is it in the goal square?
Lee Clifford. No,
is
that's
that
Phil Boyle.
Phil Boyle?
Phil Boyle,
right.
Yep, at full forward.
Lee on the flank.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And looks like they've pushed David Gibbs fairly deep into attack too, North Geelong, and Ian Cockrell's picking him up, and Ricky Bigham's got the job on Rory Priddle, so that should be a good tussle as well. Barry O'Toole starting in the middle with Cousin Ricky and John Cousins for Corio, while Paul Price, Corey Lockwood and Russell Hearn, the big three for North Geelong in terms of getting the footy and possession-wise, are starting in the middle for North Geelong. So umpire Farnsworth has the ball in hand. He makes sure that both captains are ready. And we are now for the start of round 16. GDFL Matchday Live this afternoon. North Geelong and Corio at Osborne Park. And it will be Shay Walker and Ray Robertson to do the first ruck work. They go up and Robertson gets it down to Russell Hearn, who's standing behind him, goes on the left boot towards centre half forward. Flack uses his body well, doesn't take the mark though. Ian Cockrell's back there, picks it up, needs some support. Tackle by Flack. Ratchie 30 metres out, closing, kicks the right foot goal, and that has taken 23 seconds. Jason Ratchie's turned around and kicked the first goal for North Geelong. Great start for them, and they go to one straight goal, 6 points, and they lead. Corio yet to score. Oh, it's pretty good, Pete.
Mate, I think Rathje's been an absolute blessing. He's a typical guy that you look at and say the change of clubs can bring a change of ability and style and everything like that. Changing over this year, he's been sensational.
So they're a little fortunate. The ball fell certainly for North Geelong there. Bounced off.
But Flack should have marked it.
Yeah, certainly bounced off his chest and basically into the arms there of Ratchie. Up again in the middle. Tapped down by Walker for Corio this time. Cullen crashes his way through the pack, gets a handball to Clifford on the left foot. Clifford drives to centre half forward. Ball hits the deck, picking it up there is O'Toole, chips it out wide. Cullen, who's run on, it's a little too strong for him. Gets a handball quickly back to Bolshevik, who can't control it. Looked for a free kick, but well, it was there. Umpire Gladkey was up at the forward end, and free kick paid to Bolshevik deep in the half forward flank, probably just inside the 50-metre arc. But he's right on the boundary, on the incorrect side for a right footer. He's just chipped it over the top, and Clifford has taken the mark. So 25 metres from goal now, deep in the forward pocket. Corio deep in attack, kicking against whatever bruise there is in this first quarter. So Lee Clifford. Well, that's interesting. There's a whistle on play here. What's happened?
I think it might be against
somebody's come in from the
Rowe,
side, I'd
yeah.
suggest. Michael Rowe's come in from the side. The umpire's blown the whistle, give the 50-metre penalty because the kick didn't go through the goals. So now Lee Clifford in the goal square. Only has to put foot to ball, I'd suggest. Surely he couldn't miss from there. Bigger statements have been made, I suppose. But there it goes, over the goal umpire's head. First goal for Lee Clifford, and it's brought the scores back level. 1 goal apiece on the Victory Trophy scoreboard. First quarter, and it's only been going 2.5 minutes.
We might have to get another footy too. I think that's gone well and truly into the power station at the northern end of Osborne Park. So a 50-metre penalty there against Michael Rowe, and Lee Clifford has put the first on the board for the Devils. And there's just a few searching moves here, isn't there, Eric? About the player playing,
sort of loose man in the back line, I guess, for the first bounce. So where's his opponent?
Gives us a bit of time to pick up some matchups. Andrew Dabrowski's got Simon Flack, and he's just standing behind the centre half forward position. Fuck. Well, we're still here. You can't hear us, Fred? So we can hear them all right, but they can't hear us. Righto, just do it again. Connect it again.
just get the feeling it shouldn't be this hard.
What?
No.
No.
It just shouldn't be this hard.
I know.
Because it's becoming every week now, isn't it?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Peeving me. Righto, mate. We're here. So we're back here at Osborne Park. It's on half-back flank for Corio. Andrew Dabrowski's got the football. No addition to the score. 1 goal apiece. And we've been playing 4.5 minutes in the first term. Great mark in the pack, and that was Bolshevik. Handballed it off to Cousins. Missed its target, but it's set up okay. Goes towards centre-half forward. Barry O'Toole made a run at it. Couldn't take the mark. Kept it in front. Burns bears down on him. He gets the kick away, though, towards the goal square. It bounces through for one behind for the Corio side. So they go to 1-1-7. And they lead North Geelong 1 straight goal, 6 points. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 5 minutes played.
Moved the ball pretty well through the middle of the ground there, Pete Corio, and if they continue to do that, it'll put pressure on the North defence.
Very good, and I think the link up there, man there is that Bolshevik. I think he's pretty good running through the centre of the ground.
Very handy. From the kick in, it went to Daryl Jones, who takes the mark in back pocket. He's chipped it over the top to McCarthy, and he has taken the mark. Kicks long towards centre wing, but it's gone straight to Walker of Corio. The lead is on at half forward from Barry O'Toole. Juggled the mark, but finally took it. Now chips it further forward. The lead has come from Boyle at full forward. A strong mark there ahead of Daniel Gibbs. And Daniel Gibbs has been getting some big tasks in recent weeks, but I guess none bigger than Phil Boyle, who's kicked a number of goals in the last few weeks for Corio, and he's got a chance of going. 40 metres out, directly in front, kicking slightly against the breeze, but he moves in now. Boyle of Corio on the right foot, good looking kick. It's drifted across though, and the goal umpire's come well across and signified that he has missed. So it's a behind off the boot of Phil Boyle. 1-2-8 Corio. They lead North Geelong 1 goal straight. Victory Trophy scoreboard. We've been playing 6 minutes first quarter.
Could be a bit damaging, boys. They really need kicking into the breeze to make sure these get nailed home, don't they?
So it was Daryl Jones from fullback. He's going to do the kicking in. Goes towards Mark Burns. Under pressure from Charles. They've got the numbers though, North Geelong. Mario Zitko's got it. Goes short towards the boundary line, but it's swung away. Glenn McGrath would have been happy with that one. And it's out of bounds on the full. Matthew Cullen will take the free kick at half forward for the Devils. So pretty congested. Lee Clifford gives him a lead. So does Chad Rivet. He's still got the footy at half forward. Phil Boyle gives him a lead now as well. I think he's just going to go along with the left boot. He does. Up towards the goal square. Rivet. And across the top, Robertson, rode by Ricky O'Toole at the front, got the ball free somehow. Cousins slings a tackle, gets a kick away, close to the behind post, coming at it quickly. That was O'Toole, slipped it back, and John Cousins kicks the goal. And in fact, it was John Bolshevik who got the handball back to John Cousins, and he has put his first goal on the board. And they go to 2-2-14. Corio, they lead North Geelong 1 straight goal, 6 points. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes played.
As you mentioned, Pete, Bolshevik in the play again. He's doing very well up there, and they're creating a few headaches for the North defence.
I think the other thing that's really setting him up is having the luxury of Tate being loose across the half-back line, and he's not silly enough just to stand back there like he's an interleague player or everything like that. He's pushing down and making the loose man even down as far as into their centre-half forward line, and when the ball is getting kicked out, it's either going to him or they're trying to get it away from him, and then they're forced to kick across the ground.
Yeah, so battle of tactics, won by Corio so far. Ball in the middle, comes to ground. Price gets a handball forward for North, but in the road there's Barry O'Toole. Handball to Cullen, off one step. Cullen kicks on the left foot to centre half forward. Clifford can't take the mark, but follows up, pulls it in underneath him. But Russell Hearn there throws it out, and North kick off the ground, but only as far as Barry O'Toole. He missed it, but following up there is Lazarick. Handball comes over to Rivet, far too long. Almost got a kick. The umpire says play on. Very congested at half forward for Corio. Charles. Well, he kicked it off the ground and kicked it into the player, and he suggested kicking in danger. Now, I don't know that that was totally the case, but the free kick has gone to North Geelong.
Perkins from half back. He's got the footy in hand. He goes with the right boot towards centre wing, looking for Flack. Also Gibbs comes from the back, doesn't take the mark. Price at the front. He needs some support. Flack was there. Handball towards Hearn. Missed its target though. Ricky O'Toole at centre half back is surrounded, but he gets free somehow and breaks away at the point of the centre square at half back. Goes long towards half forward. Clifford tries to get a run out. Takes a great mark in front of Fryers, who might have the big job on Clifford this afternoon. Wants to play on quickly. Does so now. The lead's on from Boyle. Puts it out in front of him. 1-on-1. Coming at him was McCarthy. Got around him. Goes to the right boot. Back towards the 10-metre square. Going up is Tate. Can't take the mark off hands. Bolshevic's there as well. North Geelong Scown. Breaks free somehow. Was going to go with a handball. Elects to go across the goal. It's okay. And finds his teammate in Zitko. He goes further afield to Lockwood. Takes the mark. He wants to chip it back inboard, does so now to McCarthy. So they've worked it pretty well, North Geelong, just to hold possession. But they're just going across the goals. Danger. Keating bears down on Scown. He takes a good mark under pressure. They're still inside defensive 50. And we'll see where they go from here. Scown's got it now. Goes with the right boot towards centre wing. Leads on by Jason Ratchie. Puts it out in front of him. Gundry makes up some ground. That might be a pretty good matchup this afternoon as well. Gundry with the pace to go with Jason Ratzi. It's going to be a boundary throw in on centre wing on the outer side. 2-2-14 Corio. North Geelong 1 straight goal, 6 points. We've been playing 10 minutes in the first term. It'll be Robertson and Shea Walker. Umpire throws the ball in. Short throw in. Robertson uses his body. Handballs at a Price. His handball further afield to Ratchi. Turns around on the left boot. Goes towards half forward with a wobbly kick. Matty King gets back there in front and can get it. Flack bears down on him though. Good pressure by him. He doubles back and gets it again. Quick kick to Priddle. One out with Bigham. Priddle in front. Does well. And can he get some support? Turns around. Can he kick the goal? I think he might have.
Reckon.
As he pushed it through for... No, one behind to Rory Priddle. So they go to 1-1-7 North Geelong. Corio 2-2-14. Victory Trophy's first scored a scoreboard. 11 minutes played.
We were nearly behind the kick and it looked all right from here, didn't it? The goal umpire was pretty well spot on though and only signified a point. But just, Pete, it worries me. North coming down the ground don't seem to have any options, do they? They're caught out there.
They don't, and I think, I harp back to Tate. He went into the forward line and really caused a muck there, and guys were trying to line up on him or run to him, and then they had it fairly open coming back out.
So Ricky Bigham takes a kick in and Charles has made position for him on half-back flank and taken the mark. Now Corio struggling for options. Johnny Cousins chips in short. Can't take the mark. Good defence by Burns. Handball comes to Price. Price from just outside 50 has kicked a magnificent goal. Landed in the goal square. Ran along the ground through the middle. So it's a goal to North Geelong. 2-1-13. They try Corio 2-2-14. Victory Trophy scoreboard 11.5 minutes first quarter.
Boys, that was pretty smart. I thought he was going to lay it off there. There was a lead into the pocket and he looked at the lead and then he summed up that the Corio fullback had actually drifted probably 15 metres out from the goals and just popped it over his head.
He's a pretty good kick too, isn't he?
Yeah, Price is a lovely kick of the footy.
He's a left footer. That's
he's one of those.
He's one of those. He's a left footer.
Nichols got a big smile on his face. Have a look at
Nice to kick right footed.
Back in the middle. So it'll be Walker up against Jamie Weiss now having a run in the ruck for Ray Robertson. He gets it down to Ricky O'Toole, goes past him, but a good second effort, picks it up, breaks free. Was going to go with a kick, then takes a bounce and runs away. Goes with the left boot now towards Tate on centre wing, takes the mark in front of Burns. Or Skin, you'll have to come back a fair way there on the mark. He does so. Tate plays on, poor kick. Kicks it in the Corio coach's box, and it's out of bounds on the full. Scan will take the free kick at half-back for North Geelong.
You would think that'd be a mismatch, surely. Burns on Tate.
I'll say. Back into board towards Weiss, doesn't take the mark on the point of the square at half-back. Jones is in there as well. Clifford breaks free, handball towards Shea Walker. Does it sit for him? No, it doesn't. Rivet's in there also, the big man can't bend over. Weiss picks it up. He handballs over the top to Fryers. He gets it and goes with the right boot. Chips it up for Russell Hearn. It's okay. The coach takes the mark. He plays on now, leads on from Robertson, goes in that direction. Robbo tries to tap it on, does so intelligently towards Gibbs. Elzinger's there, breaks a tackle, gets around, was going to go with the left boot, does so. Back towards half forward. Dabrowski's there though, and Corio might be able to turn it over and go towards Kelvin Keating on the outer half-back flank. He gets it and runs away. Ratchie bears down though and does well, and he tackles him. Oh, gee, it's pretty tough over there on centre wing. Scown gets across there, and he might be able to pick it up. Has he got some support? He has, but he put Rowe under pressure. Price is in there as well. It's pretty tough at the footy. The umpire says play on, and now he'll have to come in and ball it up just on the attacking side of centre wing for North Geelong.
It didn't remind you of last Sunday, Pete, did it? A little bit of few scrums there.
She was fairly stand-up, knock-'em-down footy then.
It was, wasn't it? The umpire didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Up in the air, Rathje does the tap ruck work in the centre of the ground, comes to ground. Lockwood can't pick it up, coming through is Burns.
Well
Handball to Flack, and Flack from outside 50. It's a magnificent kick if it's online. It's a beautiful goal to Simon Flack from about 55 metres. And I guess that's what this guy can do. Fantastic goal, and it's given North the lead for the first time today. 3-1-19. They lead Corio 2-2-14. Victory Trophy scoreboard, 14 minutes, first quarter.
Helps when you got blokes who can kick goals from 50,
It was
isn't
good
it?
to see a couple of the Corio boys went across and said to Simon, yes, that's well done, good kick.
All you got to do then is point to the scoreboard, don't you?
True. As long as you're pointing there at about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
So, what the fuck is going on? It's on 9.
Definitely just gone straight back to music. I heard you. It was on 9. It went right out. You just cut out.
So, still in the middle. Price, O'Toole. Price has got the free kick. So, Paul Price with the football. Goes to the left boot now towards the lead of Priddle. Over his head, coming out Bigham. He kicks it off the ground. Goes back towards 50. Flack handball over the top. And Dabrowski gets a kick away. Back towards O'Toole at half-back. Goes out towards Dabrowski. Once again, pretty close to the boundary line. Lockwood, he chopped it off. And it will be a boundary throw in at half-forward for North Geelong.
We're getting programmed, but we're just not going to them.
Yeah, I can hear you. Ben's playing music. I was trying to reload it.
Oh.
Geez, they're not missing them from out there.
David Gibbs.
All right, so David Gibbs kicks the goal. That is their fourth. North Geelong, they go to 4-1-25. They lead Corio 2-2-14. That is on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 16 minutes played. We see Daniel Gibbs coming back on a different jumper, number 40, and replacing Adam Perkins.
Joseph, if we were like AFL type clubs and we were going into all the stats and everything, I don't think you'd have a stat like that. What do they kick? 4 goals?
4 goals.
4 goals, and I reckon every single one of them would be outside 40-45. 2 of them definitely outside the 50.
So umpire Gladkey in the middle, puts it up once again. Tap down, comes to Burns of North. Handball look for Lockwood, can't pick it up. Rivet for a Corio. Handball to Cullen. Cullen goes wide to half forward flank. O'Toole, good body work there, but can't take the mark. Unfortunately, comes to ground.
Great hands.
With Friars over the top, finally comes to Scown for North Geelong, and he drives it long towards centre wing.
Kick.
Oh, in good position. There's David Gibbs, who kicked the last goal a few moments ago. Plays on quickly there. The leads come from Rory Priddle in forward pocket. Oh, missed a mark he probably should have taken. And Bigham is happy to push the ball. Oh, that's interesting.
Over the shoulder.
Paid over the shoulder. So that's an interesting decision.
I think he said Rory grabbed hold of him once the ball had gone over the boundary line.
So Ricky Bigham, half-back flank. Well,
Oh,
it's an
great kick.
atrocious kick from Bigham, and he's kicked it straight over the boundary line. So Troy Elsinger for North Geelong.
What'd you say,
will
Jace?
Take the
Me
free
going to
kick.
the rugby league last Sunday, that was a kick for the line, wasn't it?
So Elsinger now, he's about 60 on the boundary. Well, should have gone to the middle of the ground in my view. He's gone for the pocket looking for Priddle, but Bigham again. Gets hands to the footy. There's no love lost between those two, I don't think. But it's over the boundary line. 10 metres from the behind post, deep in the scoring area, once again for North Geelong. 17.5 minutes first quarter, 4-1 North. Lead Corio 2-2 as the ball comes back in. Russell Hearn, the only player to go for it, punches it down to ground. Picked up there by Rory Priddle. Handball to Rathje. On the right foot, can he do it again? No, it's straight up and down. In there is Johnny Cousins. Great tap down to Matty King for Corio, and King looks for and finds Keating on half-back flank, and Corio away there as Keating drives long to centre wing. Over the head there of most players. Lockwood gets a handball back to Darryl Jones. Jones on the left foot for North. Kicks it back into the forward area. Price from behind. Gets a fist to the footy, and great defensive work there by the forward to keep the ball in there over the boundary line and have a throw in just outside 50. 18 minutes first quarter. North Geelong 4-1 lead Corio 2-2.
So a boundary throw in at 50. Ray Robertson and Shay Walker. Robertson works his way to the front. and gets it down to back towards Michael Rowe, running back with the flight. Walker's there as well. Rowe does well. Grabs the footy, goes long with a right foot kick. Priddle comes out, waits for the bounce. Bigham comes from behind. He taps it intelligently towards Price. Can he keep it in? No, he can't, and it's out of bounds for a throw in. About 30 metres around from the North Geelong goal. They're kicking to the southern end of this first term.
Jason, I notice Tate's now gone back onto a man. They're not playing loose, one man loose in the back line, and North Geelong seem to have got a game plan going again.
And they've got it back to Rathje. Handball towards Hearn. And can he pick it up, the coach? He dives over the top of it and can't do so. Dabrowski tries to kick it off the ground. Rathje's there. He can't pick it up either. They're at centre half forward. Now he does. His handball was chopped off to Elzinger by Cousins. He goes back with the flight and goes with the footy. Goes wide towards Tate, the man Peter was talking about. He's got the football on centre wing. Handball over the top towards Amon Charles. He goes further afield with another 30-metre handball that misses its target. It was looking for Cullen. Clifford runs through the middle. He missed it as well. Fries is there. Zitko as well. The two young guns go at it. And they've got the football and a free kick. It'll come back to Mario Zitko. Just inside defensive 50, we see Ray Robertson coming off the ground and Andrew Ferguson on. And it'll be Mario Zitko with the football. He's got a couple of players laterally across. One was Elzinger and the other Scam, but they're going to be picked up now by Cullen, so he might go down the line.
Just given a 50, I think.
He has too.
I'll tell you what's 100.
It's gone the attacking side of the centre circle now for North Geelong.
Give it to Flack, he'll kick a goal.
So Zitko goes towards Hearn at centre half forward. It's a great kick and spotted him
Yeah, but he hasn't let him start again, mate.
Well, Hearney's got John Cousins right next to him now, so he won't get the football again. He gives it to Flack. He might know something because he goes, but he's a long way out. He goes with a kick towards Priddle, who goes up, tries and plays for a push in the back. Doesn't get one because Ricky Bigham takes the mark.
It's a fair dinkum push though, wasn't it?
So Ricky Bigham in the left back pocket for Corio. Chips it over the top towards Dabrowski. Has to sit and wait. Oh, and gets his head ripped off by David Gibbs. And he's not happy with it either. And the two of them exchanging glances. Dabrowski will get back and kick the footy now towards half back. It's okay, finds Kel Keating, who has to be quick and isn't. Rowe got him, dropped the football. So it'll be a free kick to Michael Rowe at half forward. So he's kicked 15 in the last 2 weeks. Michael Rowe's been in good goal scoring form. He's a long way out. He goes with the right boot towards centre half forward. Ian Cockrell stands his ground and takes the mark. Good mark too. Wants to switch play. Goes to Davey Bigham at half back on the commentary box side. On the western side of Osborne Park. Measures the pass towards Justin Tate. 2 against him. Has to be good with the hands. Wasn't. Didn't take the mark. Got a shepherd. Was Daniel Gibbs. Got it from Elzinger. Goes towards Priddle. Can't pick it up. Ricky Bigham, who's had the better of him to start with, goes to the right boot.
Hello.
Free kick. No. Free kick, and it was against.
Off the ball. I just happened to see it out of the corner of my eye.
And it was.
So did I, and there's a square up.
And if they're not careful, they'll lose it because.
And that was Davey Bigham.
Davey Bigham did it. Yeah, it was a very poor shepherd,
Allegedly.
4 or 5 metres.
Allegedly.
So Rory Priddle will have the free kick when he does get up.
It was well picked up by the umpire because the fella with the footy basically was running away from the situation. So Rory Priddle now is inside 50, Jace.
And he'll never pass it. We know what Rory's like. He loves goals, so he will shoot for goal. So Rory Priddle will get the footy from Troy Elzinger. He'll shoot from about 40 metres out. And he's on an angle. He's got the breeze probably nearly behind him. So we'll see how he goes from here. They've got 4 on the board, North Geelong. He's got a short lead, but that's probably wasting a lot of energy, I'd say, from Daniel Gibbs. Rory Priddle comes in on the right boot. That's a good kick off the boot too. There's no problems about that. That's straight through the middle. Rory Priddle kicks his first, and the 5th for North Geelong. They've started impressively, 5-1, 31. And they lead Corio 2-2-14. Victor Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 22 and a half minutes, and a few of the boys want to go on with it.
If that was AFL, it's nearly a Mallee, Pete, isn't it?
Oh, we can make some money. Hang on a minute. Well, the umpires should get back to the middle, bounce the ball, and off we go.
Well, there's 3 of them,
Yep.
so get one in the middle and get the game underway. That'll soon make the players realise what it's all about. And umpire Gladkey's right there. Got the footy.
Corio's got the numbers in there too. Russell Hearn works his way back into it now. He's going to be a bit off the play when they go. Weeson and Walker, and it'll be John Cousins who'll get the kick away, but Darryl Jones stands his ground at centre half back, kicks it straight down Barry O'Till's throat coming off the bench. Barry can't take the mark. Gets around Gibbs, does well, goes with the right boot. It's just gone up a cog, I reckon, this game. Goes to Matthew Cullen at half forward with the left foot kick, the lead on from Clifford and Boyle. Clifford makes up the ground, plays on in the pocket. Handball over the top towards Boyle, turns around, should kick the goal and does. Phil Boyle has kicked his first, And the third, good quick reply for Corio. They go to 3-2-20. They trail North Geelong 5-1-31. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 23.5 minutes played.
Daryl Jones, Pete, was a bit stiff, wasn't he? He had had Burns loose on the centre wing, but as he was kicking the footy, Barry O'Toole came through the interchange bench straight behind Mark Burns, and it was a terrible setup then.
I think half the problem there was that the umpire, like we were calling for the umpire to take control and get the game underway.
Yeah.
He did, but it was to Corio's benefit because they had the numbers.
True. So the ball now back in the middle, 24 minutes first quarter, and as Jace has just mentioned, I think the game's gone up a cog in the last 2 minutes. There's no doubt about that, as the umpire Farnsworth puts it in there. Tap down by Weiss, but tap forward, second attempt by Cullen. Running through the middle there was Johnny Cousins. Missed the footy, however. Rivet grabbed pretty high, I thought, and the umpire was right there and saw it. And
Speak your mind, don't say that.
so Rivet takes the kick, goes to Cockrell, who's made good position from half back, and he's run to between wing and half forward for Corio. Now just chips it over the top again. Ricky O'Toole's made some ground in there, and between Price and Russell Hearn, Ricky O'Toole has taken the mark. I'll tell you what, he can nearly put it in the goal square from there. I don't think he can kick a goal, but he can kick a footy, this fella. But he's seen the lead coming forward as
great mark.
Players are up there down, and Russell Hearn just chipping into the hole there, takes a courageous mark overhead. Chips it further forward to Gibbs. Gibbs now has a bounce.
No one to kick to.
You're right, Pete. So he's gone
Yes,
back to the middle, and he's found Troy Elzinga. So probably the one person that he might have been able to pick out in all that. And there further afield, North haven't got too much, but Elzinga goes long, goes towards half forward. At the back it goes straight through Matty Cullen's legs. It's picked up there by Ferguson. He chips it looking for Priddle. Can't pick him up, but he's found Gibbs. Is it again? And from the goal square, I'd suggest, gee whiz, he might have kicked it almost with his knee, but it's a goal. And David Gibbs kicks his second. North Geelong have kicked their sixth. 6-1-37 North Geelong. They lead Corio 3-2-20, Victory Trophy scoreboard. We've ticked into time on 25 and a half minutes.
I think that was a fairly lucky goal because I reckon North were trying to catch up. They were playing catch-up manpower down in the back line. A lot of guys were walking up towards the play, and Corio had flooded the back line and was still able to get through and kick a goal.
Had to be pretty spot on with that kick to Troy Elzinga, didn't they, Gibbs? Because he had 4 Corio players around him at half forward. It could have been a costly turnover. Back in the middle, Weiss and Walker. Weiss gets it down, only as far as Matty Cullen. Gets a kick away, goes towards Jones again at centre half back, and he takes the mark. So Jones now wants to go to... he's just kicked it up high, though. And Burns will go there towards Tate. At the back, Matty King reads the play well on centre wing. Goes to the right foot, kick wide towards Barry O'Toole. He's going to be able to take the mark. Well, uncontested. He's going to kick in board. Lee Clifford was there. Bolchevic's there as well. The lead's on. He goes in the Bolchevic direction. Not going to quite get there, but can he pick it up? He's surrounded. Zitko's there as well, Charles. And also the boundary line. The boundary line will win that contest. And we will have a throw in.
Quarter time AFL, Melbourne 4-1, Geelong 5-3, and down the line we hear Burns has done a hamstring. And Hawthorn 7-2 leads Fremantle 2-4.
So keep you up to date this afternoon with games at the MCG and Colonial Stadium. Boundary throw in here at Osborne Park. Weiss at the front gets it down. Jones taps it on towards Brad Scown. Pretty close to the boundary line. Chips the kick to Burns is okay at half back, and he takes it. Hasn't got a lot to kick to. David Gibbs is there. He goes back in board looking for Hearn, who takes the mark at half back. Lee Clifford standing the mark. He's got Simon Flack on the lead. He goes in that direction now. In the middle of the ground, Flack and Dabrowski. Dabrowski uses the body well, and the second effort was pretty good too. He had Cullen in support. Handball over the top to Troy Gundry, who runs through the middle. Goes to the right boot towards half forward. Zitko and Bolchevic off hands. Goes back to Clifford. Handball was okay back towards Bolchevic and Keating. Keating gets wrapped up and drops the football. North Geelong had the numbers there, Zitko, but he gives a push in the back. No free kick. Zitko handballed it out to Rowe. Chip kick over the top to Ratchie, has to sit and wait for it, does so. Gundry bears down on him, he gets a handball away towards David Gibbs, who has to sit and wait as well. Can he get around Cockrell? Yes, he can. Gets around a couple, does well, and chips it back towards Flack on centre wing. And Simon Flack now, what's he got? He hasn't got a lot. They're flooding back nicely, Corio. He goes along towards Priddle now. One out with Bigham. He's going to have Walton in front of him. Priddle yet does well. Work Bigham under the foot. He didn't take the ball, though. Needs some support. Ricky O'Toole's back there in support for Corio. He goes towards Ian Cockrell. He takes a fingertipper at half back. Handball over the top to Keating. And half back goes towards centre wing. Lee Clifford's taken the mark. And we'll try and set something up for Corio.
Clifford now on centre wing, drives it long for Corio towards half forward. Oh, up high there is Gibbs. Not paid the mark, but brought it down on the left foot, kicks it back to centre wing. Over the head of all players there, Cockrell, the back of the pack, picks it up. Handball has gone back to Ricky O'Toole, and Ricky measures the pass to Rivet, who has led from centre half forward to centre wing, and just ahead there of Darryl Jones has taken the chest mark. So Rivet for Corio, just chips it over the top. Fryers just does well to get in front there of Clifford, gets the ball to ground. Flack, handball, and well, the umpires from behind the pack there has signified a throw, which is a pretty good effort. But it's gone to Johnny Cousins, and Corio again in possession.
Your sarcasm's so good.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pete. I was in the same position as the umpire. I couldn't see it. The chip forward has found Belchevic on 50.
Great kick.
He plays on quickly to the lead at full forward, and Barry O'Toole's taken a solid chest mark there. I think he had a fairly good look at who he ran into as well. A pretty good contest back there, but Corio, the opportunity at 29 minutes in the first quarter to reduce the margin with Barry O'Toole. 15 metres out, directly in front. Going back on the Glenn McGrath run up this week, is it? So O'Toole's back on the 50 metre line. He's going to kick it from about 15, so moves in. On the right foot, good looking kick. I'll tell you what, the goal umpire's gone a long way across and has missed. Well, you wouldn't back that too often with Barry O'Toole in particular. He's second behind for the day.
Maybe you should come back to a Shane Warne run up, mate.
Yes, I think so. Victory Trophy scoreboard. North Geelong 6-1-37. Lead Corio 3-3-21. 30 minutes gone now, first quarter.
Zitko kicks in. Daniel McCarthy gives him a lead. He takes the mark on the chest. Barry O'Toole just nearly got him, but he got the kick away to Jamie Weiss at half back. Measures the pass towards Burns, but topping it off was Tate. Burns did well to make up some ground, but he's surrounded. He needs to have some players in support. Gibbs was one of them. That was Daniel. Got it to Elzinger. Chips the pass towards Scown, who puts the arms up and takes the mark at half back. Plays on and kicks straight into Ricky Lazarik's arms, who does well to smother. Tate's there in support. Drags it in, looking for a handball away. Gives it to Walton. He's wrapped up. Hands free though. We're okay to O'Toole. Gets a left foot kick back in board. Coming out at Cullen. Can't take it with him. McCarthy in front. Handball to Hearn. And the coach just settles things down. Measures a pass towards Jamie Weiss, who takes the mark on his knees. And will now just hold things up. He's got Simon Flack on a long lead. He goes in that direction now. Oh, Flack works his way to the front. Does well. He's got Corey Lockwood at half forward by himself over the top of Dabrowski if he sees him. A little bit slow though, so he goes long to centre half forward. Oh, he still picked him out though. Great kick. Over the top of Lockwood though. Can't take the marker. Coming out was Ferguson. Lockwood there as well. Charles. Lockwood fights hard. Tries to tap it on. Goes back towards Gundry. And coming through Rathje, also there was Ferguson. Ferguson races at it and also Amon Charles, but John Cousins has got the footy and goes with the left boot wide towards Rick Lazarick. I don't think he can keep it in. He won't be able to do so. Probably, that's out of bounds for a throw in.
Probably a good kick anyway, mate, because if Lazarick would have got the ball, he didn't really have anything to do with it. He was running towards the boundary line. I think it was a good kick.
So, throw in now in between wing and half forward. Rathje and Walton over the back. Hearn goes straight to aim on Charles' arms. Goes towards Weiss and Tate. Weiss in front. Does well. Does very well. Has been one of the most improved players in the league this year, Jamie Weiss. Has really been playing well for North Geelong. Took a great mark there against a very experienced Justin Tate. And
yep, 50 metres. That was pretty smart, Jonesy.
Showed 300 games experience, Darryl Jones. He took Matthew Cullen right across the mark, and it's 50.
I think Jonesy just telling the umpire how good he was too.
So it'll be Jamie Weiss who come down and shoot for goal from 50 out. He might still be a little bit far out to score. Matty Cullen's coming off. Davey Bigham coming on the ground.
Rathje's trying to try and take the kick. I don't think that's how it works, Jason.
No, I don't think so. So it'll be... Well, Jason Rathje has absolutely sold the biggest... No, he won't. Hang on a minute. He nearly got away with it, Jason Rathje. Nearly. But it was Jamie Weiss with the football from 50. So Weiss now... Oh, handballs it off to Flack at 50. Goes long with the right boot. He's great kick, Simon Flack. And he's kicked his second. And he's kicked the seventh for North Geelong. They go to 7-1, 43. And they lead Corio 3-3-21 Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 33 minutes played in the first term.
Now, boys, about 20 minutes into this quarter, I think you, Eric, said... no, Jason said the pace has picked up a bit. And there was a little bit of a show of muscles and a bit of strength. I think North Geelong have definitely been the team to come out of that on top.
Yeah,
Like they've really just opened the game up now and they're playing at will.
The last 10 minutes they certainly have, Pete. The only thing with Coria's flooding, it's worrying them a little bit, but they've been able to manipulate 7 goals through it, haven't they? So
Yeah.
I don't think it's working. In the middle, it's Weiss, but he's beaten on that occasion by Walker, who picks it up, gets it on the boot towards half forward. Zitko, that was a pretty soft one, I would have thought. Zitko into the back of Bolshevik, said the umpire, and free kick is to Bolshevik. He kicks to the lead there at full forward on Boyle. Gee, only needed half a metre. That's all that he got, but it was enough to take the mark. So Phil Boyle, 25 metres out directly in front, has taken the mark, and the opportunity for a quick reply at 34 minutes. I hope the timekeepers are at the game. Well, the siren has sounded as I speak. Phil Boyle moves in. I'll tell you what, I think he's missed that to the left also, and that's a pretty bad miss for Corio. It's a goal they needed at the end of the first quarter. So at quarter time, the Victory Trophy scoreboard, North Geelong 7-1-43. They lead Corio 3-4-22.
And boys, it's starting to rain.
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
Trust me, it's starting to rain.
So that's quarter time. 7-1-43 North Geelong, Corio 3-4-22. The goal kickers to quarter time for North Geelong. 2 each to Simon Flack and David Gibbs. Singles to Paul Price, Jason Rathje and Rory Priddle. While for Corio, their goals have been kicked by Phil Boyle, John Cousins and Lee Clifford. We'll take a break. When we come back, Peter Walker will discuss what he saw in the first term. We'll have the second quarter action of our Matchday Live coverage this afternoon. Round 16, North Geelong and Corio. It's 21 points of difference at quarter time. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.